This is Waterbending, and it's epic. But there's a problem. It's not real. If only there was a game developer stupid enough to try and make it. And I mean, it just couldn't be me. I mean, who wants to see VR waterbending? Oh. Oh no. Alright, so I guess I'm making waterbending. I'm gonna need a few things. Number 1, the VR setup. Number 2, the water physics. Number 3, the waterbending moves. Number 4, breakable objects. And number 5, the art style. Let's begin. First up was the VR setup. I had already done this in my jetpack joyride video, so it wasn't hard. I just followed a short tutorial and it was up and running. Next up was... water physics. This is possibly one of the most difficult things to make in all of gaming, as water is just so complex. I mean, it's easy in 2D, but we don't have those privileges in VR. So how am I, an amateur, going to tackle a problem that has stumped the gaming industry for years? Good question. I'm not. I just made a bunch of circles follow each other. Next was the waterbending moves. I spent hours just thinking about how to do this. That was until I found the Avatar Wiki. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to be that helpful. That was until I found every waterbending move in existence, categorized, described, rated by difficulty, and pictured. Why? So yeah, now that I had a comprehensive list of every waterbending move ever, it wasn't a problem. Now, I had to code some of them. So, I got to work. Alright, now that the moves are done, it's time to show you them. Basically, the player can summon 3 sizes of water. Small, medium, and large. All these can be frozen to their current shape, thrown, and returned. Some of these waters can be combined. For example, 2 frozen big waters will shatter into a bunch of ice shards. There is also another combination that you'll have to wait till the end to see. Brawlberry is a co-op roguelike dungeon crawler where every encounter is a completely unique boss fight. Unlock powerful upgrades with your friends as you battle through the fruitscape. Wishlist on Steam today, link in description. Back to the video. I would have moved on there, but I had one problem to tackle first. Currently, summoning water was done by pressing one of 3 buttons on the controller. But, as you may know, using a lot of buttons is a bad idea. This is because you can't see the buttons in VR, so ultimately, I had to come up with a different solution. I eventually decided on a singular button, which the longer you hold, the bigger water type you get. The water is then pulled out of a pool to your left, and can be thrown into another to get rid of it. Finally, I can move on to the breakable objects. I found this pack of the Godot asset library that did exactly what I needed, and it worked flawlessly. I then hooked it up to a script I made to give it health and a hit animation. And the breakable objects were done. Lastly, I improved the visuals of the game. I decided to go for a cartoon look with cell shading, outlines, and some pixel textures. I also surrounded the player in trees and tried many times to get the water to look good. But Godot doesn't have very good support for 3D shaders as far as I can tell. And finally, after an entire 2 weeks of work, I present to you Waterbending in VR.